And so now I'm in Denmark at Lindholm Hoje. This is the largest Viking graveyard in Scandinavia. I've got to walk up this path to get there, so I'll follow along and see what we see. The Vikings were in Norway, which is where I was last time. Now we're in Denmark. They were here also. According to the history of the Vikings, the Norwegian Vikings and the Danish Vikings were intermingled, and it's hard to tell the differences. In fact, they were the same people. I'm still on my way, going up this little path through the woods here. It's a rather ominous place down in the woods. Actually, we can see the graveyard over there. It's out in the open, and it looks like it'll be brighter, a little more cheerful over there. This is Denmark in August. It's kind of cold, chilly, not really cold, but a little dreary and overcast. And I came prepared for summer. Coming from the United States, the people around here are wearing their fall and what looks like winter clothes, more or less. The students seem to be going back to school, and a lot of bicycles and students out around and about. I hear sheep and I think cattle. Actually, I walked back that road and didn't need to. It led back down to the road. Actually, I'm supposed to climb over the fence here at this spot. Here's the little step over. So I'm going to try that. Now I'm safely over on the other side. That's steeper than it might look like. And so now I'm going up this little path and up into the field there, and that should be closer and come to what I'm looking for up there. Okay, I'm getting closer up here. I think there's some animals up here. Goats and such. I'll get closer. So we get closer to it, we could see it better. It's spread out over an area here out in the field. Now that I'm here, I see that there's a path leading up here and some steps. There's a plaque up there. Sheep. The groundskeepers, they're busy at work, keeping it all mowed off. I venture to say not very many people come up here, but history enthusiasts and archaeologists and that kind of people do come. I saw a group of people up here. I think they look like they're here for a demonstration or something. I'll get a closer look. Yes, here we are. There are some people up there doing something. You can see that they're arranged in different formations, circles, kind of ship-like arrangements. I can't get the writing on the plaque to come in on my camera clear enough, so I'm going to read it. It says, "The dead of Lindholm Hoje. Lindholm Hoje has been a final resting place for almost 600 years. The oldest graves are from the late Iron Age in the 400s, and the youngest are from the Viking Age in the 900s. The oldest graves are at the top of the grave area. The deceased were buried under small mounds and in a few cases were surrounded by stones. The youngest graves are at the lower outer edge of the grave site. At that time, graves were usually surrounded by stones, but then the tradition of cremating bodies was introduced. This tradition becomes by far the most common, and not until the 900s did the practice of cremation stop, and bodies were once again buried intact, probably due to Christian influences. Men were usually buried under triangular, ship-shaped stone settings, while women's graves were marked with circular and oval settings of stones. So the older ones are at the top of the hill. Up here. I will go up there for a closer look. First I'm going to go down. Here's a very nice ship-shaped one. Over here is one very nice and round. There are some smaller little stones scattered around too, in some sort of shape. I don't know what the significance of those is. Here's a section of field that's been fenced off, and there's a plaque here explaining about the farming at the time of the Vikings, so I'm going to read it. A plowman's hunch. When a Viking plowman had the brilliant idea of using a moldboard plow, it was a major step forward for farming. Unlike the primitive plow, called an ard, the moldboard plow could pare off the outer layer of earth and turn over the topsoil. As a result, grass was easier to keep down and manure easier to plow in. But both improvements increased the crop yield. Rye and barley were probably grown on these fields. During the 1000s, a storm covered the field with sand drifts, however. The road to the north became blocked, and the farmer had to drive across the sanded-up field to assess the storm damage. The wheel tracks from the farmer's cart were still visible when the archaeologists excavated the field. Because of the sand drifts, the field became disused, and new houses were later built on it.